Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about nutrition. Now, as I've already mentioned, nutrition is a huge part of this challenge group. We want to make sure that going into this, not only are we prepared with our nutrition, so we have our shopping list done, we have a good idea and feel for a nutrition guide and meal plan and what we should be doing there to meal prep and get ready. But we want to make sure that we're able to stay consistent and be realistic with what we're able to provide for ourselves throughout the challenge. So I'm going to give you some tips to make it a little bit easier for you guys. So I have 10 tips about meal prepping and kind of nailing your nutrition. But before I get into that, I want to make sure that you're set up to track. So I have some resources in the file of this group. So if you're kind of like a pen and paper person and you like to print things out or write in a journal, I recommend printing out one of the 21 Day Fix trackers if you're following 21 Day Fix. All of the programs will come with some sort of nutrition guide. A lot of them are using the 21 Day Fix nutrition guide. So feel free to print one of those out. Or what I like to do, I actually use one of the 21 Day Fix tracker apps. So if you have iPhone, then they have the official Beachbody tracker app for 21 Day Fix, where you can kind of check off your container count during your different meals. You can track water. It tells you which workout to do for that day, which is really awesome. So it's kind of like your all-in-one thing. If you don't have iPhone, they don't have it for Droid and other phones yet. But there are plenty of other 21 Day Fix apps out there too that are kind of knockoff. So maybe just look through the app and see what design and what layout and functionality works best for you, and download one of those. And I find it really easy to track, and it makes it a little bit more, I'm kind of like the type A personality that likes to check boxes off. So it makes it a little bit easier to follow my nutrition guide that way. Okay, so once you've gotten that taken care of and you've had a chance to look through your nutrition guide, there are 10 things that I want you to keep in mind when you're getting your meal prep stuff ready and you're getting ready to go grocery shopping. So tip number 1, never ever go grocery shopping without creating a list first. We all know that it's super easy to run to the store, especially if you're hungry. Never do that. Definitely never do that. Don't go grocery shopping hungry. But it's easy to go to the store and just walk up and down the aisles and just grab things left and right. Without really thinking twice about it, just because it looks good. So if you go with a list, if you've taken a look at maybe a couple, usually like 2 or 3 recipes is what I shoot for a week. I'll take a look at a couple of recipes and I'll write down all of the ingredients for those recipes. And then from there, I'll think about what snacks I want, and just kind of like build my list out, starting with the big things first and then building out snacks and like eggs and condiments and that sort of thing coming after. So go with a list, go with a plan of attack, otherwise you'll wander, and that'll make your shopping experience a lot quicker if you have a list that you can work off of and just kind of like throw things in the cart and be done, okay? Tip number 2 is shop on the perimeter. So the way that grocery stores are set up is they usually have all of the fresh items on the outside perimeter. So that's your meats, your vegetables, your fruits, your dairy, milk, cheeses, all of that stuff is on the perimeter. Once you get in the interior of the grocery store and the aisles, you'll find a lot of processed foods, things that you probably shouldn't be eating on a regular basis, canned things. A lot of that has like preservatives and all kinds of icky stuff that we really don't want to be fueling our bodies with. It's better to fuel our bodies with whole, nutritious foods, okay? So that leads me to tip number 3. So my rule of thumb is if it grew or if it had a mama. That's kind of like the rule for clean eating. So if it's something that once grew from the ground up, then it's probably like a fruit or vegetable, right? Then I think it's wholesome and good to eat. If it had a mama, if it mooed, if it quacked, if it chirped, don't want to put it that way, but in all honesty, meat, right? So that kind of takes care of those 2 major things. But if it's something else that's packaged, then it's processed and it's not considered a whole food. So if you can stick to clean eating, then that's going to kind of make you feel at your best. It's a lot harder to do because there are lots of things in our lives that are processed icky foods, right? Tip number 4, eat your colors of the rainbow. So when you look at fruits and veggies, a lot of the leafy greens are much denser in nutrients. Bright colored fruits and vegetables typically have a lot of jam-packed nutrients in them, okay? So shoot for those when you're kind of picking out what to eat. Tip number 5 is wash and prep your veggies when you get home right away. So a lot of times if you throw things in the refrigerator, they kind of get stuck back there, and then before you know it, they've been there for like a month and they're molding and there's like gooey stuff coming out of it. If you prep your veggies right when you get home, then you are more likely to consume them. So for example, I like to snack on bell peppers. I'll wash and prep those bell peppers when I get home and cut them up in snack sizes and put them in individual baggies. So that way when I'm hungry and I open up that refrigerator to graze on something, I have like these healthy snacks that I can just grab and go. And when I'm in a hurry, it makes it even easier, right? I don't even have to think twice about it. So wash and prep your veggies right when you get home. Tip number 6, track your food intake. Personally, I don't believe in tracking calories, which is why I love 21 Day Fix so much, because it tracks the quantities of food that you're consuming and your portion control. So basically, if it fits in the container, then you can eat it, right? So track your food intake, whether that be in an app or even as simple as just journaling your food, because that's going to make you think twice if you see those cookies at the office sitting on the table. A lot of times for me, I know if I'm forcing myself to write everything down, if I put that cookie in my mouth, I'm going to have to write down that I ate that cookie, and I'd rather not do that. So track your food. However you want to do that, make sure that you're writing it down or tracking your containers, okay? Tip number 7, drink your water. Simply put, drink water. It helps flush all of the toxins out of your body. You're supposed to be drinking around half of your body weight in ounces every single day. You can actually drink too much water. Water toxicity is a real thing. So shoot for half of your body weight in ounces. And that should be kind of around how much water you should be drinking every single day. Obviously, if it's really hot outside or if you've worked out a lot, then you're going to have to replenish a lot of that fluid in your body. So it might be a little bit more than that. But drinking water is really important. It helps your digestive system. It helps everything function in your body. That should probably be tip number 1 because it's that important, okay? Number 8, cut out the crap. So before you start this challenge, I am challenging you guys to go through your pantry, go through your refrigerator, and throw out everything that is not good for you, okay? This might be really, really, really difficult for some of you because I know I'm somebody who gets attached to food. Comfort food is like a real thing, right? So some of that comfort food might be cookies or ice cream, or maybe you're used to having those things every single day. And it's difficult to do, but I can promise you, if you can get that stuff out of sight, out of mind, it's going to help you focus so much more on your own health and focusing on the right things to eat, okay? So clear out your cabinets, get rid of the stuff that's going to tempt you. You do not want that stuff in there while you're going through this challenge. Make it easier for you. Just get rid of it, okay? Tip number 9 is when you meal prep, double your recipes. So right now it's just me and my husband. We don't have a family with kids and everything. But if you, and I actually do double recipes all the time because I get lazy. And so I'll like double my recipes, freeze one of them, keep the other. And so that way it cuts the cooking time in half, right? So it's great for 2 people, even better if you have a household with kids and other people running around, right? So pick a few recipes that you like. You don't need to overdo it. Some people will meal prep for the first time and they pick like 5 recipes to make. That's a lot. Make it easy for you. Pick like 2, maybe 3 recipes if you have a bigger family. Pick some things that freeze really well and just double them. Freeze some, you can save it for later, and then then you have some fresh stuff in the fridge too, okay? Tip number 10 is don't starve yourself. You should be eating every 2 to 3 hours. And I can tell you from when I went through my bodybuilding competition training, there is a reason why bodybuilders eat every couple of hours. Like, we are constantly grazing all day long. And that's because your body can actually only process so many nutrients at a time. So if you're only eating 2 really big meals a day, your body on average can only process like 30 grams of protein at once. So if you're eating like 60 grams of protein, it's not going to be able to process and use all of that protein for its maximum capacity, okay? So when you are thinking about snacks and your meals and portion control, make sure that you are making things that are kind of easy to grab. So if you're a really busy person, or maybe you don't have time to work or time to eat at work very often, you can grab like a couple protein balls, or like Shakeology balls are really great for that if you just need to like stuff your face really quick for a snack, right? So make things really simple for you, but you should be eating every 2 to 3 hours. If you go into starvation mode, your body will actually hold on to fat. Nobody wants that to happen when they're trying to lose weight, right? So starving yourself can actually give you the reverse effect of losing weight. So don't starve yourself, please. Eat plenty of food and follow the program, because there's a reason why it's set out that way, because it actually works if you follow it. So follow your nutrition guide. If you ever have any issues with not being able to finish your containers or feeling constantly starving, talk to me. Shoot me a message and we can kind of figure out what's going on. There could be a lot of different factors that go into that, but you should definitely not be in a huge caloric deficit, because that can damage your body and actually give you a reverse effect and totally crush your metabolism. So those are my 10 tips. I hope you find those helpful. Let me know if you do have any questions, and make sure that you keep those things in mind as you're preparing yourself for the start of our challenge group. Looking forward to it, guys. Thanks.